Hello and welcome to What the Flick. I'm Alonso Duralde. That's Christy, Lemire. And Brad Pitt and a bunch of other people with guns are here with Killing Them Softly.
It's very violent, yeah, very stylishly violent. This is Andrew Dominik's follow-up to the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, which also starred Brad Pitt. Basically, a couple of guys, idiots, hold up this mob-protected card game. And Brad Pitt plays this kind of mob fixer enforcer who was brought in to restore order. The whole thing takes place as our own economy here in the US is collapsing, and the parallels are oh so subtle. Take a look.
So where do we go from here? We start with Tradman. They are not gonna okay anything major here. What does that mean? They just want you to talk to them.
Hey, what's going on? Hey!
Talk to them.
So yeah, this is very, very stylish, very cool looking. Has a couple of great scenes between Brad Pitt and James Gandolfini as the hitman he brings in to take out these idiots. But it's so just hammering you over the head.
I know. Like it's like if they had done it 2 times, 3 times in the background, you know, interesting counterpoint. But no, they do it like 8 times, 10 times. Like, yes, we get it. We get it.
The mob is its own form of capitalism.
Exactly.
And it's going to collapse just like our whole economy.
It's a microcosm of the blah, 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 you know.
Yes, plus, as a mutual friend, Amy Nicholson, pointed out, so thugs listen to NPR in their cars. That's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, it's so obvious. There's one scene where when they're finally getting away with the cash and the suitcases, and you have on the TV in the background, is it C-SPAN? It's something. No, it's
Charlie Rose.
No. It's President Bush speaking when they announced the bailout,
right?
And he's saying, "What does this mean to you and your family? How does this affect you financially?" Like as they're walking out the door with giant suitcases full of cash,
they really
it's so obvious.
Can't leave well enough alone. And what's really disappointing is that I loved the assassination of Jesse James. I mean, that was a great movie, and it was a subtle movie, and it was a smart movie, and this movie just feels so just the opposite of that. I mean, it's very stylish. There is some fun dialogue. There are a couple of sequences that stand out where, you know, when they're dealing with Ray Liotta, the scenes with Brad Pitt and Richard Jenkins, although Richard Jenkins is basically doing the same thing he did in Burn After Reading.
He's the uptight kind of lackey middle manager.
Exactly. He's the sort of stone-faced, you know, exposition guy, but makes it funny, you know. But yeah, overall, this movie feels like a big disappointment to me.
Yeah, and I like James Gandolfini in this too. It was what's disappointing to me is that you have these moments that are great. Like there's one great scene where Gandolfini first comes into town, and he and Brad Pitt sit down for drinks at the bar.
Yes.
And it's the sprawling and very quiet and very subtle conversation about everything from like marriage to drinking to their careers. And he's complicated, and he's brazen and abusive, but he's also very sentimental and deeply loathing.
And vulnerable.
And like, you see moments like that, and you think this feels like its own entirely different movie that could have been better.
It is, because actually you could take those 2 Gandolfini scenes out, which are the highlight of the film, and the rest of the movie continues apace. Like they are almost these little islands unto themselves, and you almost wish you just made that movie instead, like, you know, Conversations with Gandolfini or whatever.
Right, and Brad Pitt is of course great, and Brad Pitt can do this kind of thing and make it look effortless, where he's this dangerous bad guy, but he's also the smartest guy in the room, so he makes the character more interesting than just
very
a
kind
thug.
of ironic wit and stuff. I mean, he's very good at it. He doesn't do anything wrong here. I mean, the actors are all terrific. Scoot McNairy and the guy from Animal Kingdom,
Ben Mendelsohn.
These are
the guys who hold up the card game.
As the sweaty heroin addict, and
everyone was aggressively grungy in this movie. Nobody showers.
Yeah, you know, so
Richard
I mean,
Jenkins, and that's it.
That's true. Yeah, he's crisp. But yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, it's well acted, and the writing occasionally works. But, you know, between just we've seen so many of these movies now about, you know, wisecracking hitmen, you know, where they all sort of speak in this sort of elevated level that you wouldn't expect in a crime movie. Well, now you do expect it in a crime movie, because they do it all the time. And then the whole hammering home the stuff about the 2008 economic collapse, it just, this is a washout for me.
What do you think of the couple of scenes, speaking of washout, that take place in the rain? One is a very, very brutal beating, one is a shooting, and it's like the bullet in super slow-mo comes out of the gun and pierces the raindrops and pierces the window and shatters the skull, and the blood goes everywhere. Is that just too obviously music video-y? What do you think?
It doesn't feel germane to it. I mean, like, you could look at a movie like The Matrix, where they really revolutionized that sort of thing, and you can say, well, this actually fits with the plot and fits with what's going on here because there's this alternate reality thing going on here. Here it just kind of feels like, look at what I can do. you
Right,
know?
because it is such a grungy reality. It was shot in New Orleans, and it's meant to look like a dreary town. To have like something glossy and super shiny does feel very out of place. Let us do numbers for you. They're gonna be kind of low. Please go.
5.5.
I say 5.3. It is a 5.4 average from us. It is way higher on Rotten Tomatoes. Our friend Matt Atcherdy is sadly stuck in traffic. It's raining today in Los Angeles.
Oh my God, it's raining!
And a freaking monium. And so he could not make it.
rain-pocalypse.
It's very sad. So, but it's at 84% on Rotten Tomatoes
But
right now.
that could get lower by the time.
You think so?
By Friday. Well, I haven't posted my review yet. So.
Oh yeah, bringing that number down. Woo. All right, so that's it. So maybe see it or don't. We don't really care.
You know, you could totally wait for cable. It would be okay.